look forward to a very exciting journey in your entrepreneurial destination, towards your entrepreneurial destination. So about Tamara, I took part in the CIC competition in 2013, and it was one of the most valuable experience for me. It was more or less the start of the real start, or the highlight of my entrepreneurial experience. In terms of continuing my biography, as Jose rightly said, primary school, I went to the St. Paul's Government School. Then I continued on to the St. Joseph's Convent. Completing that, I went to the T.A. Marischal Community College. Oh, by the way, I'm from Grenada. Following that, I went to the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, where I did a BSc and a Master's in Management Studies with a concentration in marketing. So business has always been my joy, as you will see. Yeah, so let's continue. So I won in the category of Best Environmental Entrepreneur Award at the CIC. But before I tell you about that experience, let me tell you about before I got any information about this winning this competition. I found out about the CIC via Facebook. I'm always in touch with anything entrepreneurial, to build business, etc. And I was so excited by the way that it was organized. Everything was laid out for you. It told you exactly what you needed and what the judges would be looking for, which aspects you should deal with, etc. So I got familiar with all that was required of me, and I went out to do just that. For example, the promotional video, I was at UWI at that time, so I found a friend who would do videography and assisted. I told him what my vision was, and we worked together to have the promotional video have it prepared for the requirements for the competition. My business plan, I never did a business plan for my starting business before, but because of this competition, I really put the energy and the efforts into making a really good business plan. And I must say, I don't think without this competition, I would have put so much energy into a business plan. And up to today, I'm still using it in terms of steering the way for my business. So yeah, so we did everything in terms of getting all that was required for this competition and submitted. And I had no idea that I would have been chosen as one of the finalists, just like yourself, to be part of this program. But I did, so anything is possible once you put the work into it. Next slide, please, okay? Can we go on to the other slide? Just to tell you about what my business is about. The name of my business is Tam Brand by Tamara. It's basically an e-jewelry business, and we create luxury, one-of-a-kind jewelry and accessories made from commercial waste for the modern individual. So basically, the jewelry and accessories look so good that you would not know that it is made from commercial waste. For example, some of the materials that we use are recycled vinyl banners. That's banners that would have been used for promoting a show, promoting an event, and turn it into clutch bags, clutch purses, bags, etc., as you can see from the photo. We also do earrings and necklaces from ends of wood. Also seeds and materials that would have been just idle by the way. So it's a matter of transforming it. So what Tam Brand's competitive advantage was is the fact that we paired the lucrative industry of jewelry with recycled materials, right? So basically it allowed our startup costs and our operating costs to be very low, and for the quality of the products to be high, thus enabling us to charge reasonable price. It's an online business, started as an online business and a B2B business whereby we sell through other locations, other retail stores. And the selling of partnering with retail stores also came about as a result of the CIC competition because of the promotion, that great awareness of this business and advertising of this business via the CIC, I was able to partner with other retail stores in order to sell my products. And of course, it's a e-business. So let's continue to the next slide. Right. So I'm going to tell you about my experience in the actual CIC competition. That's after I would have received the great news that I have been a finalist. I don't think I've won anything major in my life ever, but I was so excited to be traveling to a new country, to be meeting new people, etc. So having gotten the news, what I did is that I looked at the profile of the other businesses who would have been involved as well to see, such unique products and services that they would have be bringing to the competition and everything. So I acquainted myself with with my competitors. So by the time I got there, I knew of them, but it was a great experience to meet them in person. So that leads to the first point, meeting so many different persons from Trinidad, from Barbados, from St. Vincent. My roommate, for example, she was from Barbados, a very, very lovely girl. And that has enriched the whole experience. So it's not only about being in a competition, but it allows you to meet different people. The CIC competition also has some outings for us where we went to restaurants, we socialized, etc. And that also helped to enrich the experience and to, help with the networking as in terms of the competitors mingling with each other. One of the greatest advantages of being a part of the CIC competition for me was exposure to other businesses in other sectors. So, for example, there was a competitor in the fashion industry. What she did is that she made luxury resort wear. She handed it, did her thing. It was mind blowing. Very, very lovely pieces that she did. Also in the IT sector, etc. Please be but I'm not sure how the categories go for your CIC, but in our CIC, there were three main categories: entrepreneur, economic entrepreneur, environmental entrepreneur, and social entrepreneur. So in the various sectors, I saw a lot of talents and business ideas that came from the varying ones. We also met with persons from the private and public sector, government officials, etc., persons with businesses themselves. And as such, orders and so came about as a result of this interaction. I also the necklaces, the earrings, and so of what so. Although I was from Grenada, I filled the orders and I sent them back up to Barbados. So that also in terms of raising revenue for my business and so on, and forging business contacts that is lasting up to now. I also met with experience in the banking sector, in the marketing sector, retail sales, which is an awesome experience. Don't take this for granted in terms of the experiences and the persons that you can meet. You never know who's looking. So let's go on to the next slide, please. I have some pictures of from my experience. You see the banner there that is so vibrant. It's important that you're branding. Oh, can we go back? Sorry, can we go back a little bit? Yes. Important that you're branding. From the first picture, you can see that there is a large banner saying Tam Brand, and on that banner it gives information eco jewelry, what products we offer, and a contact information. That's very important. So it will leave a lasting impression in the minds of the persons looking, your potential customers, your potential funding agency, etc. So please make sure that when you go to to go to this competition that you set yourself apart. Don't be like trying to be like everyone else. Make sure that there's something that differentiates someone else. So this would lead me to giving you advice, and I would how it has helped me to become a finalist. So remember, everybody is vying to be a finalist. So you have to do certain things to make yourself stand out, so the judges can say, yes, this person, this business is very good, and the person, I can see the potential to bring this idea to the next level. So that leads me to the next slide. Let me go to the next slide. Thank you. So my advice to you, based on my experience at the CIC, make sure that your business concept is clearly explained. For example, if you have a business idea that is pretty new or has not been tested yet, one, step two, step three, or show pictures so that the judges or your potential customers can see exactly what you are speaking about. You know, don't try to explain everything and it's too vague. Pictures always help with bringing across your business concept. So don't take that for granted. Make sure you're prepared at home and come with it, or make sure you know where, when you reach in the country, make sure you know where you can go to print some of your materials. And I would advise you to do a lot of the things, preparation work at home. For example, if you have to print a promotional banner, print it at home in your country. If you have to print flyers, print it at home, your business cards, etc. Because you never know what can happen, right? So of course, make sure that your concept is explained clearly. If your promotional video can do that, please use that. When I went to the CIC, I got a large flat screen monitor to show my promotional video, and this really helped with getting across a lot of the products that I offer. So there's so much beautiful pictures of models with my products, with my eco products, with persons who are blown away. They wanted to be like promotional video. So if you can get to play a promotional video, because for example, if you leave your table, somebody might not be there to explain, but looking at the video, they can still see what your product idea is, what your business idea is about, or your service, you never know. This, I think I've explained the second point, which is to use pictures to show your process. At the last CIC, the CIC that I was a part of, there was a participant called Kamara. He had a new business idea, and to power a boat to make it move on the ocean. So it basically is self-sustaining in terms of making its own power to move the pictures, and also used a small prototype of its boat just to understand it, because of course not every street, so it's important to break it down so that the layman, the ordinary person, can understand. Also, branding is very important. Look professional. Please try and look professional. It may be expensive, but try to reduce costs, whatever help you can get to print your business card. Make sure it looks professional, like an actual business, and not too crafty. Have brochures which will give further information and pictures of your product or service. Have contact information. This would also make your judges be very impressed by your work when they see that you have invested into your branding. This is important. Also, when you are pitching to the judges, when you are explaining your business, be pleasant but be energetic. Make them feel that I like this business. I want to do something, or I want to take part in funding or whatever. Let them feel your passion. Don't be afraid. For me, what I did, I practiced a lot in the mirror. I looked at the mirror. I looked at what I look at when I speak. I did a lot of eye contact via the mirror. I try not to read. I try to get familiar with my material, knowing my business inside out. And I think another strategy you can use to try pitching to your friends. This can work most of the times, but I hope you have good friends that they can give you honest answers in terms of, or you can also try to pitch to a random person. Say, hello, I have been selected to take part in a competition, and this is my business pitch. Can I, throw it out to you? And do it. And they will give you the honest feedback, I think, because they don't have anything to lose. So try it with random people and it will make you get much more comfortable. Don't wait on the day to say, oh, I know how I'm going to do it. No, practice makes perfect. The next part, know about your business. If a question is asked, don't say, I don't know. Find out about your business or reply, we are working on this or we are working on that. But it's important to know your business inside out. Who is your target market? What age are they? Where do they shop? Why would they want your product? What are your advertising strategies? We're going to use Facebook, Twitter, we're going to use billboards. Know your materials. What is your profit expected? How much sales do you expect to have in a month, etc. So this helps you to master your business in a sense. And speak with confidence. I always say that everyone, we are all the same, So relax and speak with confidence. Don't be I think it's important to leave a lasting impression, not just in how you speak, but how your table is set up, how your branding is constructed. Try and be professional. Look at pictures on the internet of how branding is done, of how a setup is done. Look at draw a sketch of how you want to lay out your booth. Make sure that you have a checklist so that that is sleep well, practice, practice, practice. And you would be nervous, but I think you would be okay when you see everybody else is nervous too, or everybody else is trying. At the CIC, I realized too, on the day of the competition, especially where we had to set up our booths, everybody had to pitch in and help somebody. Somebody might want tack or tape or something, and we have to give somebody something, and it really helps to calm us down. Also, I think I spoke a lot about the booth itself, your visual presentation. In terms of giving your business plan, presenting your business plan, be confident. Practice using your PowerPoint and make sure that your PowerPoint is not too wordy. Make sure there are pictures so that they can see what you are projecting, what is your business concept. Also, make sure that your points are clear, short and clear. You have to do most of the talking, not your PowerPoint. So your PowerPoint would have very direct, concise points. Make sure that is the case, so that they would be listening to you and not trying to read the PowerPoint presentation. So this is very important. And practice, practice. That's my advice to you. And be confident. And the most important point of all, leave a last. Let them remember you when you're finished there. So I most of what I have to give to you. Slide is going to show you a little bit of how the setup was in the room. I hope that the organizers will show you more of the setup so that it gives you a visual understanding of how it was. It shows you my table. The second picture also shows you some of the other participants' table. And you see all the colors and visuals and so on. Very important. The last picture, it, it's a picture of a competition I took part in after the CIC, after I would have won in my category, which was environmental entrepreneur. I got the opportunity along with five other persons to represent the Caribbean in the talent and innovation competition. We went to Guatemala. I did not win in my competition that year, but I won the other year. That one was held in Paraguay. And I mean, these places I would have never been, with my men. So grateful for the opportunity that CIC would have allowed me to continue. I'm going to end this off by telling you how this whole competition propel my business today, and it's continuing to do so. So we'll go to the next slide, please. And I'm going to tell you about where I am at today. So CIC has really helped Tambrand by Tamara. This mass promotion advertising that was allowed me, I could have never paid for that myself. University of the West Indies, I started making my products, but never envisioned it being, let me say, a Caribbean-wide brand at that point in time, because of course I was just starting. So I tried to sell to my friends. I gave them free to start with, so that the beautiful products that they would have can be seen by other people. So I was just starting to build my brand, just only known by my friends and the persons who I live with on my hall of residence. They knew of my business, but not the Caribbean, not Grenada. When I registered and was successful, I started marketing. I started making people know that I am a part of the CIC. This is what I am doing. I have been selected. And this also gives validation to your business. Like, wow, this is a good business for real. She's doing well. And it helps to market your product. And I would encourage you not just to leave it as that. Even if you don't win, continue the process, continue the journey. So, of course, I've benefited from a lot of marketing, mass marketing. Awesome. Everybody knows about Tambrand by Tamara if you ask. Networking. I was able to meet with agents in the different countries, some of which I am dialoguing with today, so that I would do more exporting, get more retailers in other countries, not just Grenada, Trinidad, but in other countries such as Barbados and so. I would have done shipping, but in terms of having an agent to do retail, my promotional video has really, really helped me. It really gives a great depiction of the product that I offer. You can go to my Facebook page, it's Tambrand by Tamara, to see my promotional video. I've used it in the CIC 3 years ago, and I still use it today. Imagine that. And it is far-reaching because of social media, etc. I have also increased my sales immensely because of the marketing and so on, because of the quality of the product, and also because of my involvement with the CIC. As the last point says, it has validated my business. It has helped to put a confidence. People like, wow, if these judges, these experienced judges see the potential in her business, why not? It is indeed valid. So I have about 6 retailers in Grenada here that sell my products. So of course the revenue is high. I also use Facebook to sell my products, to give out photos, to give out information about the product itself, and there's a lot of orders for it. So I employ part-time workers when my orders are large to fill the orders. And lastly, your involvement in CIC would validate your business. So whenever you highlight points about your business or your service, etc., you can put at the bottom finalist of the CIC or winner of the CIC competition, in environmental entrepreneur award, etc. Do that, and it helps to build partner confidence. It helps when you go to ask for a loan, or if you want a retailer to sell your products or to partner with you, it would also help. And lastly, CIC has helped me to continue on to other business competitions to represent the Caribbean with the other 5 persons. Then the other year, I went to Paraguay to the TIC, Talent and Innovation Challenge of the Americas, to represent the Caribbean. In my category, I won again. And these funds have also helped me to expand my business in terms of the volume of things that I can. I also won the NEDCO, Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago, the Business Plan Award. I also won an award in Grenada for environmental excellence from the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, as well as many other things. Just the OAS to conduct a 2-month at Brooklyn Global Entrepreneurial Boot Camp. Love the experience. So you see how one step can lead to many steps in your entrepreneurial journey. So I hope I have helped. If you have any questions, you can feel free. Don't think it's stupid, don't think it's too simple. Feel free to ask, because I would have wished for something like this. And this leads me to the last slide. You can go on to the last slide. And keep calm and do your very best. I wish you all the luck and blessings in this competition. I'm so excited for you. I wish I could come and listen to you, but that's okay. I will hear of you all in terms of your businesses. I wish you all the best. And I think it's a great investment to look towards entrepreneurship, the financial freedom, the ability to make your own decisions, to be flexible. I think that's the best thing that we can do. So, any questions? I am free to answer now.
Great, Tamara. Thank you so much. It's been great hearing about your experience, how you were able to also represent as a CIC alumni, not only in the CIC edition that you won, but also in a different edition of CIC. Just to kind of, as we wait for the questions to come in, I remind the finalists, you can right now ask questions to Tamara. So just type them in, or you could even ask for us to unmute your microphone. Just push the raised hand button, and I will see the raised hand on my screen, and I will unmute your microphone. If you don't have a working microphone, we can always type your question, and we can read it. So the first question is now in from Kieran. Kieran asks, he says, let me read what he said. It says, good afternoon all. I know it was mentioned earlier, but I would like to clarify. Is it a 45-minute pitch to the judges or only a 3-minute pitch to the public? So if I can answer that question for you, Kieran, it's a fairly simple process. It's 2 pitches, so it's a different thing. We're going to hold a pitch competition style event where you will be able to pitch your business to the general public. So when you pitch your business to the general public, of course, we're looking to something not that long, which would be the 3-minute pitch you mentioned. So yes, you will be pitching your business to the general public, and this will be about 3 minutes of you pitching the business, some Q&A after that, so it will be in total 5 minutes. That being said, you will also have an indoor session with the judges that will be specifically in charge of evaluating your business. So that session is the one that lasts 45 minutes, but it's not only a pitch session. This is, of course, within that 45 minutes, you will pitch your business, but this is this is a wider conversation between you and the judges. So you will be able to not only pitch your business, but also present your business plan and have this back and forth conversation with them. So just to round it up, it's 2 different things. The 3-minute pitch, you'll be able to make it in public to everyone, and that's a short one. And then you also have this indoor session, this private session between you and the judges, and that's the one that it's going to take about 45 minutes. So I hope that's clear. Okay, so Tamara, here's a question that's for you, Manon Marsh. He's asking, how do you prepare for the expo, given the limited capital you had when you were starting out?
It's important if you can use some of your resources. If there's anybody you have, like family or friends or government official, go to your local government or your parliamentary representative. Say, I am about to represent the country in this competition, and how can you help me? Can you help to print some flyers for me? Can you sponsor a banner? Can you help to, and I think companies are willing to help young people who are progressive and who have a great idea. So don't be afraid to ask. Please don't be afraid to ask. But if things are really bad, try, and if you have friends who can do something. For example, I spoke about the friend who was the videographer. I use this person. Or if you have a friend who is a graphic designer, say, hello, I don't have much money, but I'm going to represent the country for this competition. Can you assist me? So be brave, as entrepreneurs should be, and ask. The worst case is a no. But you never know. Sometimes how well you do, how well you speak brings across your idea so well. So make a checklist in terms of the things that you need, the things that are priority, and the things that it could come later, it's just an added, and try to get the things that you need that are very important to bring across your business concept and try your best to get it. So I hope that would have helped. But it is a very valid concern, but you got to try, talk, and
Great, thank you so much. So, I don't know, Manning, I saw your raised hand. I don't know if you wanted if you want for us to unmute your microphone. So, we're going to give just a minute for if there's any other question, go ahead and type it down, or just push the raised hand button, and I'll unmute your microphone so you can talk directly. While we do that, and before we finish the session, I just wanted to remind you guys that the Caribbean Innovation Competition, it's an international support program and the business startup accelerator for entrepreneurs in the Caribbean. This is organized by us, the Young America's Business Trust, in collaboration with the REACH project. This is the Regional Entrepreneurial Asset Commercialization Hub and other regional and national partners, such as the University of the West Indies. The Caribbean Innovation Competition helps transform intellectual ideas into profitable business models through the commercialization of intellectual entrepreneurial assets. That being said, the REACH project is powered by the Inter-American Development Bank. We're extremely happy to be working with them and to continue this partnership. So I haven't seen any other question coming in. So while we wait for that other question, if it will arrive, let me just show you before we finish the session where you can access the other trainings. If you missed one of the finalists training series we have done for you, you can go ahead and if you're looking at my screen right now, you just need to go to the reachcompetition.net website. This is the website you already know. This is the CIC website. So just go to the reachcompetition.net. Under training, you will find, just click on training, you will find the preparation to the finals. These are the series that we have prepared specifically for you, the finalists. You will be able to download the presentations and view the recordings of the past sessions. Here we will have the recording for what Tamara just talked to us about, and we will be able to see her presentation as well. And you will also be able to access the CIC training videos. These are all the other videos that we did during the 2015-2016 edition of the REACH Caribbean Innovation Competition, and you'll able to view all those recordings right here in the same place. Also, you're able to register to the next and final session we have for the finalists, which is one that I would highly recommend that you attend. This is the Q&A session of the final. So we will have the coordinator of the Talented Innovation Competition of the Americas, and of course also the Caribbean Innovation Competition. Hopefully we will be able to have our program manager for the Caribbean, Akeda Ventura, kind of dialoguing with you, responding to your questions, specific questions directly. So this will take place on June the 2nd at 2 p.m. Please make sure to not miss that. So let's go on to the other question we have. Manning is asking, and this is a question directed to you, Tamara. He's asking, what had more impact on you winning? Was it the 3-minute pitch or was it the 45-minute assessment?
Hi, thank you for the question. I believe the 45-minute assessment gave me the competitive pitch. It is just so short. It just gives a skeleton of what your business is about, what it's about, market, how much money you wish to raise, etc. But in the 45-minute assessment or your business plan presentation, it really gives the body of your business. It says, why are you better than another business? How are you able to target to reach your target audience, etc. So the judges have a real understanding of your business through that. So it's important that you practice well, that you make sure that you answer what is asked. You give the meat of your business. Don't leave anything hanging too much. But the judges will also ask you questions so that they know that you know what you are about or what your business is about. So please be prepared to answer those, and so well practice some questions that could possibly come and be ready for it. So I would say, just to summarize, that the 45-minute business plan presentation was much more value to me in terms of winning the competition than the 3-minute pitch. But you must be ready for both, of course.
All right, thank you so much, Tamara. We're going to end the session with that. Just remind to register to the next session, and this session has been recorded, and we'll be uploading it to the CIC website, which is reachcompetition.net. Manon says, great, thank you. And yes, let me echo Manny and say thank you, Tamara, for a great presentation. Prosper with her business Tambran, CIC Alumni. She's a winner from 2013. Thank you so much. And Tamara, I leave you with the last words, with the final words. Thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. And I must say again, congrats to the finalists. If you don't win the actual competition, the fact that you would have invested your time into preparing a business plan, promotional video, continue. There are a lot of other opportunities to do very well with your business. Everyone, break a leg, do very well, impress everyone with your businesses, and all the very best. Thank you again, Jose and Akeda, and to every one of the finalists.
Thanks to you too. Goodbye, everyone.